But we're going to start off with the Rogue and the Paladin, or the Warlock, which I think if Etert wants to win this series, this is how he's going to do it, right? If he can manage to pressure down the Warlock, before the Warlock stabilizes, manages to get some health in there. The downside to this is he's playing, like I said, he's playing that odd Rogue, and there's no saps here. He has no way to get rid of a 9/9. He just has maybe an owl or two in there. So, it's going to be a little bit interesting here. Teasy, you're still not with us. I don't know what's going on with you. You're muted. I hope you haven't been talking. But, quick little draws from Barbecue. Etert's going to manage to put down some decent pressure when it comes to Fireflies. Coins out Hero Power, just wants to get rid of the 2/1. I mean, he does have the ability to put a little bit more pressure on the board turn 2, so I don't mind it. That being said, the Star Creeper on turn 3 is going to put in a world of hurt. And when I say world of hurt, I mean world of anti-hurt. He will heal for more than the 5 or more. And it doesn't look like Etert has any way to deal with it with the cards he has in hand. He'll be able to put out this Hench Clan Thug. And maybe a Southsea Deckhand if he wants to double tap into a Tar Creeper. He does not choose to life tap. He says, okay, I've got the tools I need. I don't need to search for anything else. Does go with, instead of throwing on a Firefly, just choose to put the full pressure mode on. Right? He says, I want to be able to kill you, and I need to kill you immediately. So I think I'd prefer to see the Tar Creeper just because it trades a little awkwardly with what's on board. The Stonehill will be able to give you a little more defense in the future, but right now you need all the defense you can get right now, right? Let's try and put as much stats onto the board as possible. Plus, not to mention you're dealing an extra couple damage to the face. Whereas with the Stonehill, you're going to leave one of these Southsea Deckhands alive, and there's nothing they're going to be able to do about it. So, that's a really good pickup. We have Cold Blood as well. I'd probably just like to see Hench Clan and triple trade, right? Hench Clan is just such a strong thing. Turn it into a 4/4, and that's like Warlock has a huge amount. He's gonna have a huge problem dealing with this. If this is how he's gonna live, like if he's gonna live, it's gonna be or if he's gonna kill the Warlock before the Warlock can stabilize, it's gonna be with this Hench Clan Thug. Unfortunately, his weapon is not gonna be able to do much. So yeah, I'm gonna say does not triple trade. So it's actually a huge mistake here coming from Etert. Letting this live just so he can trade and Hellfire it is a terrible mistake in my opinion. So this Hellfire is going to come across. It's going to full clear the board, and Etert's got not a whole lot left, right? He's got this Star Creeper, he's got some Fireflies, but 1 damage elementals are not going to win you the game, right? You do have the Cold Blood, but so we got a 3/3 pickup. That's not bad. So we'll see a little bit more power coming onto the board. This is a very good top deck from him. And Barbecue with the Rin, not quite going to be enough, so we'll see Stonehill come out. And maybe a tap play as well. I wouldn't mind seeing a tap play here just to search for a little bit more resources, but Stonehill. Just to clear it off, and I think we're going to go with, I mean, it's got to be Dread Corsair, right? Just choose the Homunculus, just so you can play it this turn. I don't mind this play. I think the Homunculus was the second best choice. I didn't think Rin was ever a choice, especially when you have a Rin in hand. So, this is going to full clear the board, and leave those on board there. So, I mean, at this point in time, if he had tapped, we'd be finding a way to get rid of this, so now we'll just see Rin come out. And Barbecue's he's basically just trying to bridge the gap between now and his ability to play Twisted Nether, to regain the board, somehow find a way to play Skull, and gather the demons that Skull's going to be able to use to take the board with. This is going to be bad. So he has two options here. We can play 1-drop Fungal Mancer Trade or 1-drop Vile Spine. And I like 1-drop Vile Spine much more. Vile Spine's just too strong a card. Swings the board. Hellfire is not going to clear this board now. I know we have the full board clear with Godfrey. It was a perfect top deck. Why have pressure when you can top deck cards? Cards are pretty sweet. So, I mean, Barbecue, he's now found a way to live. He needs to find a way to basically not take any sort of brunt damage from the weapon. So he needs to find a way to taunt up, and he also needs to find a way to heal much more than the Shroomber is going to be able to heal for him. So I'd like to see... And I almost feel like, oh, yeah, okay. So we'll see Possessed Lackey come out for sure. So we actually accomplish everything with the Possessed Lackey Dark Pact. Ert says, I'm just going to call him Turt, okay? Turt says, if anything sticks, he's golden. But what he doesn't realize is he's not golden. Void Daddy comes out, turn 8, sick top deck. And this is the point, like I said, no saps. Don't see an owl in hand. It's going to be really hard at this point in time. I would have liked to see that go on the 1-5, to be honest. And now he's going to try and pressure down a bunch of 1-3s. It's a shame that we couldn't get the Faceless Manipulator out at the same time, but... So, I think we're just going to see double Shroomber. We could also see Twisting Never. Crazy face. Not today! No Spellbreaker top deck. Well, you don't have Spellbreaker in your deck. I hope you have some Owls in your deck, but if you have Spellbreaker in there, this wouldn't work very well. So, I mean, at this point in time, Faceless, I don't like Faceless at all. I would have liked to just seen the Shroomber. Save that Faceless for the ability to win the game. And the stall game is real. So, I mean, oh, Flappy Bird comes out.
The light protects me.
Let's see the whack. Double whack here. That's a shame. He's gonna be able to trade off the Flappy Bird. No, he doesn't want to trade off. He's still gonna be able to trade off the Flappy Bird. So here, there's two options to play. You can just flat out play the Void Lord. Not a bad play. You could, at this point in time, actually, I like Twisting Nether, so there's 3 options. He's going to go with the Twisting Nether option very clearly. I would have also liked to have seen maybe just the full trade, and then full trade off the Flappy Bird, and then play Skull, and then heal your face. I'd like the Twisting Nether. So actually, at this point in time, you can push 4 damage if you're going to Twisting Nether, so I would like to see him hold off, think it through. So he does forget to push 4 damage. Womp womp.
Well played.
And the Baku comes out, which is going to be super unfortunate. So 2 damage. And that 4 damage can matter. So we're going to see if that 4 damage matters. Just doesn't think it through a little bit. Yeah, we're just going to have to play a Void Lord now. And, ooh, the Cobalt Scalebane just means that much more damage. But Etert with these daggers is starting to get low on health himself. So I'd like to see, what do I like to see here? So, you are not welcome here, he says. And Barbecue, top deck's basically the end of the game. So we're going to see him take a 1-0 lead here. And this is, like I said, this is how Turt wins this game, wins this set. Is actually losing this game. If he wins this game, that's fantastic. But now he's going to have 2 tries with his Paladin to finish things off. I would like to have seen him trade those 1-3s in instead of just pushing them in the face. You have 2 Void Lords played. You want to try and get your chance to 2 Void Lords, whereas this is guaranteed to be 1-3s. Otherwise, it could be guaranteed to be 1-2s. Or it could have a chance to roll 1-3 or 3-9s with them to get the Void Daddies. So that's it. That's game. Barbecue takes it down. Turk gives it up. We're going to move on to game number 2. I greet you. And this matchup, I don't even know who's favored. I gotta assume that Pasca's favored in this. He's playing, especially with Prophet Valen now on turn 7. How many do he did pick up the Mountain Giant. So we're gonna see a turn 4 Mountain Giant. Hero powers, hero powers. And although Geo has Shadow Essence, which may end a death. So we're gonna see the Mountain Giant death, which is big. It's just a matter of, at this point in time, 2 viewers, hey? Where'd you guys all go? Okay, so he's going to choose, he doesn't choose, he misplays a little bit by playing that second plated Beal, in my opinion. We're a little slow in the Mountain Giant, but he's going to be able to add on the pressure with a lot of small minions, so. Hero power, I think Geo is just trying to get his way towards Shadow or some sort of a board clear, which is really impossible at this point in time. He needs a Psychic Scream, and he doesn't have it. He can coin out a Shadow Essence next turn. Still no Mountain Giant. We're actually going to see nothing added to the board here, which is pretty slow from Pasca. So yeah, coin, Shadow Essence. There's the Psychic Scream that we were waiting for. So we'll see the Mountain Giant played this turn, maybe followed by a tap. Tap Mountain Giant. So super unfortunate that the Radio Elementals keep getting pulled. So I'm thinking what Pasca's thinking now is he doesn't want to overload the board because Psychic Scream will be coming out soon. But still, I think this is a great turn to play down his Mountain Giant, yeah. So we'll see double trade depth. It's got to be a triple trade, actually. And this is kind of interesting here. So we could see Vivid Nightmare come out if he wants to, which will allow him to play a lot of cheap spells very quickly. So yeah, I like Spirit Lash. Alright, so this is a turn that you need to stop and think about for a little while, right? So he chooses to death quickly. I would maybe have liked to have just seen I would have liked that Vivid Nightmare, I think. You could Spirit Lash and then Holy Smite, I think is a good play here. It gets rid of all the damage. I don't know. He chooses to hold off on it. Sun Fury Protector. I did not include that in my even lock deck. I can't remember what I traded out for it. And this is a bit of an odd lineup for Pennington Pascal. He's got two really slow decks. And then one really fast deck. Psychic Scream. So it does choose to go with the Psychic Scream. I think can't play Lich King this turn, so he's going to play Mountain Drake, or Twilight Drake. And another 4-drop. Sun Fury Protector, I think, was the good choice. Probably should be playing out that Sun Fury Protector, yeah. The shields are up! And Mind Blast has come in, so that's what, 6, 9. Alright, yeah, alright. Heals for 10, that's a great blind you go. It's probably why the card's in the deck. Allows him to survive a little bit longer. Now he also has the ability to just kill things. Holy Nova, that makes for 14 damage. 18 damage. That's what. Well, that would be 20 damage if he can Vivid Nightmare. So he is lethal if this doesn't die. But it's gonna die. But it did what was intended, so it's back in his death pool, which is the most important part about playing it. You play Prophet Valen, get it into your death pool, and now all of a sudden you can do crazy priest shenanigans, like holy smites and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that Shadow Reaper Annual looks like it was. Ooh, no. Holy Nova Spirit? No, nothing. You just Hero Power passes. Chooses to take 6 damage. So, I mean, we're at this point in time where we might see a Blood Reaver Gul'dan play. And the Lich King is played. So Geo is kind of caught in a rock and a hard place situation right now. So he needs to kill the Lich King, because the Lich King provides stupidly large amounts of damage. He needs to remove the rest of the board, because the rest of the board is actually pretty resilient compared to what he has. I think he should have healed first, in my opinion. So he's just going to remove that. And what, Hero Power Face? Yeah, so we'll see him Hero Power Face. Alright, so many options. I don't know, Gen's a pretty good choice here. Gen Shroom. I like Blood Reaver Gul'dan, also heals for 5, not a terrible choice. I definitely like that, because he's shown an inability to remove your board at this point in time. I definitely like the Gen Shroom. So we will be forced to see, what's that, Malygos? Yes, Spirit Lash. Whoopsies. How would you like to just heal infinitely? That sounds fantastic. And he doesn't really have any other play at this point in time other than the Blood Reaver Gul'dan, which will pull back 2 minions? 1 minion. Just the one, eh? The one cute little guy. I would maybe have liked to have seen that Holy Nova this turn, actually. And Pasca actually is now running out of resources. There's not a whole lot of big things left in his deck right now. Eternal Servitude, so that's what? So Prophet Valen. Okay. Okay. And Holy Nova, and then you just save the... What do we got here? That's 10, 20, plus 14. That's 34 damage. Not quite enough. Not quite lethal. So yeah, he's gotta play the Holy Nova first. And this Obliterate's gonna hurt. He does not have any other option. It's got to be Obliterate. Obliterate. Yeah, Obliterate Doomsayer and then heal to get himself back up to, what, 21 health?
So many bloody decisions.
That's, what, 19 damage? That's 16 damage, so... I can't help but feel like there was another... There might have been lethal there. So if he plays this, that's what? That's 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there was... I feel like there was lethal there. I can't help it. So that because there's 2 of those, right? So now all of a sudden... Yeah, that was absolutely lethal, because it would have been 15, 15. Yeah, so he missed lethal last turn. It's okay. I have a feeling he's going to get here this time. There's not a whole lot Pasca can do, so we're going to see the series evened up 1-1. Oh no, he does have the Greater Spellstone. I didn't think that was Spellstoned. So now we're in a Resurrect waiting room. Psychic Scream, not good. Hero Power, Radiant Elemental. No, he should be saving his Radiant Elemental for something else. Mountain Giant Pressure? Question mark? There's a Holy Nova, a third Holy Nova? And we're in this weird low resources zone where Geo's just top decking not... Oh my god. Psychic Stream. So, one of the things that... one of the glitches, I don't know if you guys know this, but I think there might be a glitch. Somebody pointed this out to me where... whenever you Psychic Screams to the top of the deck. So, he needs to survive this... He needs to use both the Spirit Lash and the Holy Nova. And that's what, 2, 4, 6, 7 damage. So it does get rid of it. He loses almost all of his damage, though. So he does have the double Blind Blast available to him, which is the important part of the combo. So I think we're just waiting on... What do we need? The 7 mana. So what do? I think you play the Doomsayer here. Shadow Visions for extra deeps. And I think you're playing the Spellstone here. He's cast 4 spells to upgrade. It's super unfortunate that he hasn't been able to. Job's done. Alright, so Twilight Drake, Hooked River. So the Spellstone Hero Power? That's not enough. That Twilight Drake is enough to... Oh, okay, so he's going to be able to play 1. So yeah, play the second one first, in the case that... Perfect, and then you Hero Power there. Not quite enough. So if you play this one and then play that one, that'll turn those into 15s. That's enough. So that's lethal. He needs to play the Vivid Nightmare on the Radiant Elemental, and then the second Vivid Nightmare on the Malygos, and there it is. So we have lethal. Geo's managed to pull it off.